All right, welcome back to What She Said Sports. My bad, I was over there looking at the fact that the Browns won in the fourth quarter, starting with 3 minutes left. So we're gonna have to get into that at the end because I didn't have them in my show today. But we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about why they need Shador Sanders. Because if they had Shador Sanders at quarterback, I'm telling you, they would have won from the beginning to the end, and that team could really go somewhere. Their defense is good, and honestly, Cleveland has just rendered their quarterback to a game manager. Not even that, just snapping the ball. Somebody got to snap the ball. So let's put Flacco in. Anything to keep Shador away from QB1 when they really need him. We're gonna talk about it later. All right. So I hope y'all are having. I hope y'all had a good weekend. For those of you that still weekending into tomorrow, I hope everything is well for you. I got into some football today, some track and field. Track and field's kicking butt, right? Y'all know we talking about the Colorado Buffaloes, a big win versus Wyoming. It wasn't just a big win because of the score, 17-point game. It was a big win because we needed to win. And Kaidon Salter, who I said is him, solidified his spot as QB1. All right, so let's just get right on into it. First, I want to give a congratulations to Asia Wilson. Miss Asia Wilson is a four-time, let me get this right, four-time MVP. This young lady is a phenom because I don't know how it is that you win MVP 4 times, but that's what she's done. And I captured the years. It looks like she won her first one in 2020, then it goes on to 2022, 2024, and again in 2025. So congratulations to Asia Wilson. Y'all know I love basketball, and the WNBA is actually in their playoff series. The Aces are actually ranked number 2 overall. However, they just lost to the Caitlin Clark-less Fever, led by who I said was the leader of the team last year, Erica Mitchell. So if y'all are watching the WNBA playoffs, let me know who you root for in the comments. I'm always rooting for Erica Mitchell. So I guess that means the Fever, if the Dream are out of it. All right. So congratulations to Asia Wilson. She dropped her shoe. It sold out. The Asia ones. And then she came back to capture the fourth MVP. That's not easy to do. She makes it look easy. It's not easy to do. So I just wanted to give a moment of shine to Miss Asia Wilson and say congratulations. She's really just Miss MVP. Let's just call it what it is. She's Miss MVP. All right. Moving on to track and field. And if y'all watch the WNBA, let me know who y'all rooting for in the playoffs. All right. So moving on to track and field. All right. So this one took me by storm today because Team USA did the damn thing in the relay series. We have Jefferson Wooten, Melissa Jefferson Wooten. Is that her name? Melissa. She won 3 medals. She won the 100, the 200, and of course the 4x100. That leg was anchored by Sha'Carri Richardson. And I started my day watching the men who also won the 4x100 relay with the anchor and Noah Lyles. And the women came back to win again in the 4x400 anchored by Sydney McLaughlin. But the men, they fell to the silver in the 4x400. But then in the mixed 4x400 relay, Team USA mixed with men and women, they won that one too. So the Team USA is out here killing it in track. I believe they were in Tokyo. I was watching some of the highlights. Sha'Carri Richardson. I just mean Sha'Carri Richardson is she's a phenom. Sha'Carri Richardson is to track and field what Asia Wilson is to the WNBA. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. You can't move forward without either one of them. So congratulations to Team USA for all of the medals they won. I think they set a record. And for Wooten, who actually, she also set a record. I think the last time someone won 3 medals, 3 gold medals at the same track meet, I think was Alex and Felix back in 07. So, yeah, I think they on Nightcap tonight. So if y'all are watching Nightcap, you're probably going to see the track and field bays because that's what they are. I think it's unbelievable. They said 4 years ago when they were in Tokyo for Worlds, the stands were empty, but not tonight. Not tonight. So I've been watching the highlights. I mean, I love a good relay. Who does not? Who doesn't like the 100, 200, 400, hell, the 800, and the 4x100, the 4x200? I think I don't like the 800. That's the race that I don't really care for. I love the hurdles. My daughter ran hurdles, love the hurdles. So I just want to give a nod and a shout out to Team USA. It said US wins the most gold medals in world track and field, and they make history for the relays. So shout out to them. It's a big group of people. Again, what's not on here that people not talking about is I didn't even know they had it, the mixed 4x400 relays. Team USA won that medal too. All right, let's move on. If y'all watch track and field, let me know what your favorite race is. Let me know what your favorite race is, your favorite event. You're probably gonna say the 4x100 relay because from high school that has always been the favorite event, which is why it's always held last to make sure people stay for the track meet. So that's always been my favorite. So shout out to Team USA. All right, let's get on into the Buffaloes. All right, so Kaidon Salter. I said he was him, and he balled out. So Well Off Media captured the halftime speech, which was fiery, but it was the end of the game speech that I really liked and appreciated. Coach Prime had Kaidon on stage. And, Kaidon said, hey, we did good. We started off slow, and we got to do better. He said we got the potential. He said, wait a minute. We're beyond potential. We just got to start fast. So it looks like his second half performance, he felt way more comfortable. He felt like the Kaidon that his highlights show from Liberty, what we always expected to see. Now, fans like myself still feel like the play calling needs some help. And I'm just going to be honest. The play calling needs some help on offense for sure. Defense look like they trying to get it together. Again, I guess I paid more attention to the offense, but I don't know. Defense look like they constantly rotating, which is fine. But it seems like they're not 100% certain who their best players are. For instance, at the end of the game, number 41, I was like, oh, who is that? And they said that's Kaidon Salter's brother, Kylan. He's a dog. Why hasn't he seen the action in the field up early? So either they have a lot of dogs and not enough game time to go around, or they just really don't know who their best players are. Or maybe they think like he a freshman or he new and we got to give some other people playing time. Now, Amari McNeil was considered the dog to lead defense this game. Let me know how y'all feel about that. He getting a lot of love for being the defensive guy. Coach Prime shot him out at the end of the game speech. All right, so 37-20, that was the win. Y'all know we finna get into these stats. We finna look and see, who was who for sure. Now, Kaidon already made something with his stats to kind of show that, when I say he balled out, he balled out. So we're talking 18 of 28. That was about 64%. Could have been better, but 303 yards and 2 touchdowns. I will tell you, everybody ate in this game. And I went back and compared it to the game that I hold up as the litmus test for Colorado. To hold it up as the litmus test for Colorado. And that's the UCF game. And when I tell you they must have went to the UCF game and took that playbook, and not the playbook, but took the strategy, it was spot on for UCF. So I have them both queued up to view the stats so y'all can see. And we actually were a little bit better than the UCF game, which means we should have had more points. So Kaidon passing 18 to 28, 303 for yards, 2 touchdowns, but on rushing, even with Kaidon balling out on rushing, 11 carries, 86 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now, we said we'd like to see Kaidon run more. And when I looked at the stats, I was like, well, maybe this is one of the reasons he's not running, because they wanted everybody to eat. And when you have a dual threat quarterback, that's one of the things that you have to balance out, right? Because you don't just want that the quarterback doing all the running, which is opposite of the Georgia Tech game. But it would essentially, if he did all of the like 150 on the ground or 120 on the ground, it would take away from the receivers. And we know we have to balance it out with the wide receiver core that we have that, people say is exceptional. So I want to get in here and take a look and see. I want to share with y'all what the numbers look like. I think you always got to look at the numbers. And I think you got to go back and look at the footage on Well Off Media because, they have a lot of behind the scenes on the sidelines, and it you can hear like Warren Sapp. You can hear Warren Sapp talking to the players. You can hear the coach that works with the edge rushers. I don't know his name, but everybody likes him. You can hear him talking, and you can hear the guidance that they were getting. I think I saw Doc be animated. Doc Livingston, I think he was celebrating to being animated. If not, that was somebody else. I can't always tell you I know who all of these people are. All right, so let's go ahead on and swap this out. All right. Let me turn this down just in case the background is too loud. All right, so we are starting with, who's this? Colorado versus Wyoming. All right, so I'm over here down at the bottom, so y'all can see clearly what we're looking at. All right, so now we did 497 yards. That's pretty good. Let's see if I can start at the top. I normally like to see when we started scoring, and I think it speaks to what Kaidon was saying when he said that we started off slow. So you see right here, we didn't get our first score until the second quarter, but then we lit a fire with 21 points in the second quarter alone. And they had a late start too, so that kind of helped us out. And then when we got to the third quarter, we scored once. And then in the fourth quarter, we scored, looked like a field goal and a touchdown. So basically, like Kaidon said, we started out late. We want to start faster next time. And we're going to have to, because BYU is now in the top 25. We're going to look at that before we wrap up. Iowa State in the top 25. Y'all know we play them too. And Texas Tech are probably up there too, because I think they number one in the Big 12. So the next team we're getting ready to play is a top 25 team. So Kaidon is right. We're going to have to step it on up. We're going to have to step it up. All right. So as you can see, 497 yards in total. I think that's excellent, excellent, excellent. And passing 304 in the air. Perfect. That, because, you know, we're used to air raid offense. So it's good to have at least 300 yards in the air. But check out the rushing. Now, this is what a balanced game for Colorado looks like. 304 in the air, 193 on the ground. That has to be the most in a long time. I don't even know. I'd have to go back and look and see what was the last time we had 193 yards, if ever, rushing. So good job for balancing it out. And then yards per play, 8.4. Now, I'm going to switch over to UCF. The icons will change so y'all can see. All right. So for UCF, as you can see, 461 yards. So see, we did a little better. We did a little better. And then passing was 284, which is, we did a little better. Did a little better this time. And rushing was 177. So all in all, we beat the best game we had last year. I'm sorry, that's their numbers. That's my bad. My bad. I'm looking at UCF. Let me go back. So we were 418 total over here on the left this time. We had 48 points, 290 passing, and we had 303 this time. We had 128 rushing, and we had 193 this time. So all in all, you can grade, regardless of what we thought happened in the game, you can grade the overall performance as an A. The reason why, okay, maybe an A minus. The reason why, okay, a B plus. The reason why, because even though we didn't get 48 points, see, we should have had more points. We definitely should have had more points. But when you look at the total yards, we did better than the best overall game that we played. And that was UCF. UCF was the most complete game that we played last year. So that's what Colorado pulled off. A big win and a pretty much complete game. But what did we see? We saw room for improvement. Why? Because hell, we didn't get 48 points, right? We didn't get 48 points. We had 37. So remember that stripped ball from Michael Welch? That was 7 right there. That was another 7 right there. So between that and a missed field goal, I think a blocked field goal by Mata, that was 10 points. So we were close. We were close. I'm not going to knock the team because I've been preaching the whole time. We need to play like the UCF game. And one of my criticisms of Pat Schumer is what? He was here when we played UCF. Why isn't he calling a game like UCF? Finally, in week 4, we get it. Now, yes, we won. We put up the most yards. We over here on the right this time, 497. However, we missing some points. So they're going to have to try to figure out to come out with a strategy for when Micah is running downfield, there are other Colorado buffs around just in case the ball gets stripped because they're going to try it again. This is exactly what happened to Derrick Henry. And the crazy part is, I think it happened to him twice in 2 different games, which means they're looking for that. They're looking for the guy that they feel like is vulnerable. And of course, if you have 3 yellow jerseys and no black jerseys, if the ball gets stripped, we're nowhere around to get the ball. So I think that's something we have to fix ASAP. He has to have run blockers just in case the ball is stripped. And also, too, to slow down the 3 guys bearing down on Michael Welch. I didn't really like that. I felt like that made us vulnerable, and we can't go forward with plays like that, right? Of course, we had a blocked field goal, so maybe might have got to kick a little higher. I don't know, but you're going to have to be on the lookout for that as well, right? Because that guy for Wyoming that had the 3 block kicks, that was his 3rd one of the season. So that means he know what to look for. So we're going to have to tighten it up, especially going against BYU, who's going to study this game. Remember, this is the most complete game. So they're going to study this game and use the strategy against us. They are top 25 for a reason. All right, so I like the fact that we have more yards per play, 8.4. And then on first down, we had 23 to their 20. And then third down efficiency, 5 of 10 to 5 of 13. Fourth down efficiency, we were 0 for 0. That's bad. And 1 of 1. And then total plays, they had more plays than us, but we still won 59 to 67. They punted more times than us, 4 to 3. Penalties, they were 7 of 80, 8-0, and we were 5 of 53. We did have the 1 lost fumble with Micah. The ball was stripped away. No interceptions on either side. Pretty good, pretty good. And 32:04 time of possession for them and 27. So we had the ball less and still did more with it, right? Something we say about Shedeur all the time in Cleveland. So shout out to Colorado for those good numbers. Let's go over here to the player stats. All right. So Kaidon was 18 of 28. I think that's about 64%, 304, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Good job, Kaidon. And then over here on rushing, Kaidon was the rushing leader, 11 carries, 86 yards, 7.8 yards, and 1 touchdown. Okay. And Micah was the second leading rusher, 6 of 67 yards, 11.2 yards on average. That's pretty good. That's an increase for Micah. 11.2 yards. That's actually pretty good. The Kaidon Taylor was 9 of 22, 2.4. We don't use him as much as we did in that Georgia Tech game. I don't know how they balanced that out. And then Dallin Hayden came back. He was 2 carries for 10 yards and 5 yards on average. And then Simeon Price, who actually ended up getting injured, I think, 2 for 8 yards and 4 yards on average. Hopefully he's doing well. And then Isaiah Hodge was out there with 1 carry. So Isaiah Hodge is being used kind of all purpose. I think he plays offense as a receiver, defense as a corner, a safety, secondary, or something. I've seen him on defense. And then now he's rushing the ball. So just all-purpose player. That's pretty good for him. All right, so let's get to the receivers. One of the criticisms came from Georgia Tech that we didn't use the receivers like we should have, that we have too much talent, right? We have too much talent. Omarion was the leader, 6 receptions for 88 yards, 14.7. Now, that's pretty damn good for 6 carries for 14 yards on average. And then Sincere Brown was 1 carry, 68 yards. He got his touchdown. And then JoJo got his touchdown, 1 carry for 47 yards. I mean, that means you're a damn good receiver, right? You have 1 reception, 68 yards, and you get a touchdown out of that. Omarion got a touchdown out of his 6. JoJo got a touchdown out of his 1. Terrell Timmons balled out. 2 carries for 30 yards for 15 yards on average. I thought that was pretty good. I think we might need to see Terrell a little more. So let me ask y'all a question. All right, so I was watching the NFL and kind of the same thing happened with a wide receiver catching the ball and it being called incomplete after review, similar to what happened with Terrell Timmons. I forgot which team that was. Probably was damn Falcons. What do y'all think about that? Like, is that on the player or is that on just the nature of the game, the environment, right? We out here trying to catch a ball, moving like lightning speed. What do y'all think about that? Like, Do you think that's the knock against Terrell Timmons? Because this was one of the first opportunities I've known him to get, and I thought he balled out. So, what are your thoughts about the incomplete pass after it was reviewed? They said it was incomplete. Is there anything else he could have done differently? Let me know your thoughts. I'm really curious about that. Hit the like button for me, guys. There are 79 of us. Hit the like button for me, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And don't be stingy with the like button. All right, so let's get back to it. Make myself a little smaller. Okay. All right. So who we had next? Hakeem Williams after Terrell. I thought he did pretty good. 8 yards on average for 3 carries. Draylon, 2 for 25, 12.5. I think he had a missed pass or something like that. And then there's Micah, 1 carry for 9 yards. And Quentin Gibson, who's doing a damn good job, in my opinion, on punt return. Special teams is doing really good. And then Isaiah Harge. So, like I said, Isaiah is all purpose. They finding ways to use him. That's pretty good. So on defense, here we go. All right. Arden Walker and Tawfiq Bayard, both 5 tackles, 1 assist. I said we needed to see Tawfiq more, and here we are. Wait, is that the right Tawfiq? Because I think we got 2 Bayards. We got Tawfiq Bayard and we got another Bayard. And I don't know. Did he play? We have 2 Bayards, I think, right? Let me know, because I feel like one of them had 14 tackles in the last game, but I feel like it's a different first name. I feel like Tawfiq Bayard is a lineman, but let me know. DJ McKinney, 5 tackles, no solos. Reginald Hughes, 4 of 2, 4 with 2 assists. Martavius French, 4. Amari McNeil, Preston Hodge, 3. Keaton Wade, 2. Vickers was 2. People did have some complaints about Vickers. Coleman, he was also 2 tackles. Carter Stoudemire, 2. Kylan only had 2 opportunities, and he had 2 tackles on those opportunities. So he needs to be up at the top. And then we have Tion Parks, and then Ivan Yates, London Merritt, Quincy Wiggins, Ben. Ben was out there. I didn't really see Ben. Okay. And Torian Carter and Braden Keith. Okay, so who was not out here? I don't see Okanola. Is he injured? I don't see him. Amari had 4 tackles. That's why they say he was balling. Now think about the secondary. What do y'all grade the secondary in this game? We have Preston Hodge. I think DJ is at the top, leading with 5. And where's Stoudemire? Stoudemire is 2. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about the secondary. What grade do you give the secondary? Now, what I'm noticing with defense is they are hella rotating. I will say that. They are hella rotating people. I need to know which Bayard. Oh, this is him. That's the right Bayard. Number 7. Okay, that's the one I say, let him out there and get at those ankles. Okay, so Arden Walker and Tawfiq Bayard were actually doing really good. Arden Walker was the leading defensive guy. He had a sack, 1.5 sacks, and Keaton Wade had the other 5. So they worked together. Nobody else had a sack. I thought we should have rushed the quarterback a little more. I feel like we didn't do that until late. So maybe, that needs to become a strategy. We just not out there to make sure they don't catch the ball. We should be blitzing the quarterback more, because I felt like we didn't do good there. So let me know your grade for defense overall and the secondary. Let me know your thoughts there. All right, so on kick return, 112 yards, 4 receptions. He gonna get him one. He looked like LeJontay out there. Quentin Gibson averages 28 yards on average. That's excellent. That's excellent. Punt returns, 12 yards, 12 on average. Damn good job. And Alejandro Mata had 5 points. I think he missed 1 field goal, so he was 0 of 1. And Greaves, everybody loves him. Is this the new mate? 3 punts, 3 kicks, 145 yards, 48 yards on average. Pretty good. All right. So as you can see, the quarterback situation has worked itself out. Everybody ate, in my opinion. I feel like when it came to the run game, I mean, you can't have no complaints, right? What did we say? 193 rushing. Yeah, you can't have no complaints. That means everybody ate. 304 yards for passing, 193 rushing, and 8.4 yards per play. Like I said, that's even better than the UCF game. That's actually really, really good. Let me see in terms of the player stats for UCF. Colorado over here to the left this time. So for rushing, it was Isaiah Agustave, Dallin Hayden, Michael Welsh, Shador, Charlie Offerdal, and Draylon. And then the receiver was Will Shepherd, leading with 99 yards. So the receiver still did get more in the UCF game. Will Shepherd leading with Travis Hunter. We still haven't gotten those numbers back up there yet. But again, I did say we were missing some points. So, yeah, we would. Well, 177 versus 193 and 303. That's not bad. It's just the opportunities. It's just we made more of the opportunities in this game, even though we had more points in the last one. So, just kind of crazy. But this was the most complete game that we played, and I'm just proud of Colorado, you know. So here's the thing. Let me know. Great. Let me know what you thought the best unit is. Of course, I thought Kaidon was good. I'm proud of special teams. They really special now. Mata don't miss so much. So the block kick, I don't know. They could fix that. I like the run game. I like that everybody's eating. I think we gotta capitalize, like Kaidon say, early on, but not just start early. I mean, I don't know why we started late, but remember Colorado used to have that problem last year. So can y'all tell me what the late starts are about? And people thought it had something to do with Shador. And now Kaidon is like, hey, we got to start early. Let me know what we can attribute the late starts to. Is it the play calling, or is it completing assignments, getting into a groove? Because we know you have to get into a rhythm. Let me know your thoughts there. All right. So, we play BYU next. I have no idea who they played, but what I do know is that they're ranked 25. We get ready to look at this chart. Let's see here. I had a little chart. Here it goes right here. So I'm going to share it. All right. So this is what we were staring at in the face. All right. BYU is on here. They're number 25. Texas Tech, we don't play them. Thank you, Jesus. They number 12. So they did make it into here. Unfortunately, we already lost to Georgia Tech. And then there's Iowa State. So it looks like Iowa State and BYU are two teams that we have to face that are ranked. So the next game is going to be very telling. We know who the quarterback is. That's not even a conversation. What needs to happen other than us starting early? What needs to happen for us to play against a team that's likely more intense than Wyoming? Let me know your thoughts. I'm just curious. So let me know. And I'm going to be live for the game, but I'm scared. Because I know for a fact that they're more intense, and we did struggle. But maybe this was the game that we get the struggle out, right? Rankings for the Big 12. Let's see what we got. Let me see where we are. Big 12 football, because we were second to last week. Let's see where we are now. Colorado is we're third to last. So we moved up. West Virginia is after us, and so is Kansas State. And we play both of them. What the hell is going on with Kansas State this year? Don't they have the same quarterback? So at some point we could talk about that maybe when we play them. But that is kind of interesting that they took a nosedive off of a cliff and they still got the same quarterback. So Kansas State is last, West Virginia, and then Colorado. So we moved up, because we won a game. And BYU is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. BYU is ranked 7, guys. They're ranked 7. So it's gonna be a tough one. I think if we can, have the intensity, I'm gonna have to look at who they played. I can't say because I don't know. I just know they top 25, which means they're gonna be more intense. So let me head over to the comments because I want to see what y'all talking about. What y'all got going on here? Your thoughts. We're going to share them and see what it is. All right. Hey, caught on camera. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hit the like button. Pat Schumer is still hot trash. I agree. I think here's what I think gonna happen. All right. I think they can't fire the man. Either Coach Prime don't want to, he's reluctant, or he can't. It's one of the two. I don't know what it is, but apparently he can lean on him to call a UCF type game, a balanced game, and increase the run. Now I need the wide receivers to eat just a little bit more. And there were some missed opportunities in the first quarter because you notice we didn't even score till the second quarter. So that's some opportunities there. We definitely need more strategic play calling. Here's what we can't do. We can't go into week 5 with the same plays from Georgia Tech, the same plays from U of H, and the same plays from Wyoming. Now, I will tell you this. I didn't see as many bubble screens, right? But they still out there. They still out there. What's predictable? We talked about it when we were live. I know what you're going to do. When you snap the ball, you're going to go ahead on and hand it off to your running back. We have to change that. We have to change that. And even when it was changed, it was still the repetitive, let me run it the first one. Let me hand, whatever it is, we keep repeating it. And I don't know if there's four plays in a drive, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you just go 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, do you always have to start off with handing it off to the running back? Because I know that's what you're going to do. I'm going to go watch film, and I know that that's what you're going to do. You got a quarterback with legs. He used them early in the game and after the end of the game. So we gotta spice it up a little bit, right? Maybe start with a run pass option because I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for that because through 4 weeks, we haven't really used it. So maybe start with the run pass option on the first play. Maybe the second one, go to hand off to the running back, right? Or maybe the third one, throw it in the air. I don't know. Do something, but you have to be strategic. I'm still calling for a change in play calling because it was basic. I think somebody in the comments said it was basic football 101. Totally agree. No imagination at all. It said, how the hell did the Browns win? The Browns won because of their defense and their field goal kicker. That's it. Shame on the Browns. And I know the fans are like, no, we won. Okay, let me tell you what the Browns are doing, okay? The Browns didn't even score till the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter. And they relied on Quinshon Judkins heavily, which should tell you that they helped him make sure he could come back. And shame on them for trying to take his guarantees because they knew they needed him. The game is different. And I said it was exactly what it was going to be. Flacco just hand off the ball to Quinshon Judkins, Jerome Ford, Dylan Sampson. And that's going to be their season. And the longer they do that, the healthier Flacco can stay, the more games he could play. In other words, they're not trying to do the best they can. They're trying to get by. And the defense really held them down. The pressure on Jordan Love, he got rattled, he got sacked, and it was downhill from there. The interception, a fumble, whatever the hell it was, and then the field goal kicker, right? I think he had 2 field goals. So to be honest with you, they just using Flacco to just snap the ball and get it in motion to the running back. To be honest, that's really what it is. The Browns should be ashamed of themselves because they have an elite QB over there that their quarterback play can match the defense, can match the run game. If there's 3 boxes to check out, run game, quarterback, 4, field goal, and defense, they want to check off 3. They want to get through the season without Shedeur. They don't want Shedeur to get out there and ball out like he did versus the Panthers because then they have a number 1 draft pick. And what happens if I move away from Shedeur, get the number 1 guy, and he's a bust? So we're not going to even allow you to see Shedeur be the guy because we don't want him to be the guy. And understand this about the Browns. I noticed North Carolina lost to somebody simple. And I said, it looks like Lenore Sellis is being, whether it's voluntary or involuntarily pushed down so he doesn't come out as the number 1 quarterback. I watched football today. I watched what happened around the league. I saw what happened with Jalen Hurts at the beginning of the game. his O-lineman straight sold him out. They took him out the game, thankfully, but it was enough to rattle him because he didn't expect it. He got hit from the right side. And I was like, it's always these fools on the right. And you could see that the lineman really and truly wasn't looking out for Jalen. He was just out there. And I was like, okay, all right, I ain't gonna say nothing. I mean, we know what it is. We know what it is. 17-32 is not just the draft. It happens in season. If you look around the league at the 16 quarterbacks that we celebrated for breaking history, look at what happened with them today. So back to the Browns. Kevin Stefanski is not a coach. He's just out there to tell Flacco to snap the ball, hand it off to the running back. They're going to use the field goal kicker. They're going to use Quinshon Judkins, and they're going to use their defense. They are intentionally and very stubbornly not using their best quarterback on the roster. It's intentional. They won because of their defense. They won because their field goal kicker could kick, unlike Atlanta. Atlanta had 0 points today. They fired their kicker last week. They had 0 points today on offense. And Kirk Cousins made his way into the game. Interesting, huh? So the Browns are stubborn. They're going to win with 3 out of 4 out of the 5 or 3 out of the 4 the ways they can win. Quarterback, Flacco, I was just looking at him. He just out there to snap the ball. And they don't even want to put Dylan out there. See, that tell you they have no faith in Dylan. They know for a fact that if Dylan get out there and bomb, people going to want to see Shedeur. So what do? I keep rolling with Flacco and Quinshon Judkins. That's what I'm going to do all season. And Shedeur just going to sit there until something forces a change. So they almost lost. But at the end, defense, did its thing. All right. So I'm going to share this because I like to show y'all how it is people score and when they score so you can know how healthy their play calling was. So check this out. All right. This the Browns. I knew we was going to get to it. And I don't know how on earth the Green Bay Packers going to get to the Super Bowl playing like that. I was like, what happened here? All right, here we go. So y'all know I always like to start, hold on one second, with take this off. All right, I'm over here to the left. I'm gonna move myself down to the bottom. There we go. All right. Okay, so I always like to look at the score so y'all can kind of see what's really happening here. All right, so yeah, as you can see, they didn't even score until they got to the fourth quarter, and I think it was 3 minutes left. So let's take a look. That this horrible play calling. In other words, they were gonna lose until they got a gift from somewhere. And again, I have no idea how the Packers supposed to get to the Super Bowl playing like this. Let's see. Let's look at the team stats so y'all could see. Okay. 221 yards total for the Browns. Not too much better for Green Bay. Passing yards, 149, 125. Again, how are they a Super Bowl team with these kind of numbers? And I have no problem going back and look at the Packers and see what they do before and after this game. Rushing yards, 96 on the ground and 81. Again, how is this a Super Bowl team? And then you have 3.8 yards per play for Green Bay and 3.9 for Browns. So basically, the Packers played down. They didn't play their game because this is not a Super Bowl winning team game. Come on now. They're playing down. And I said the same thing last week when the Ravens played the Browns. They playing down. And then you have 14 first downs, 15 third down efficiency, fourth down, 1 and 2. They didn't have any for Green Bay. Again, that's not a Super Bowl winning team. Total plays, 57-61. 6 and 5 punts, penalties, 14 of 75 and 8 of 90. 14 penalties for a Super Bowl team, a Super Bowl bound team with 14 penalties and 1 interception. Yep, nope, they played down. Let's see here. 18 of 25 for Jordan Love, 183, one touchdown, one interception. Rushing, the highest carry was 16 by Josh Jacobs. Let's go to the Browns. Joe Flacco, 21 of 36, 142 yards, one interception. These people just out here. Quishon Junkins, 18 carries, 94 yards, 5.2 on average, and one touchdown. Dylan Sampson, I did see him out there. And Joku, 5 receptions. Cedric Tillman, Harold Fannin Jr., Jerry Jeudy, Isaiah Bond got in, 8 on average. Jerome Ford, Thrash. Yeah, it's no reason why they had to put Gage on the practice squad. He was the second receiver. That's insane. And then Carson Swessinger, he led the day with Grant Delpit, 6 tackles, 3 assists. Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, and Ronnie Hickman were 4. Devin Bush, Myles Garrett, 2 of 4, half a sack along with Collins. And then Huntington, that's Shador Friend, the guy Huntington that had the little cute little hand signal from the first Rooks dinner. He did good, 2 of 2. And then Joe Tyron, 1 of 2, Rashawn Jenkins, Shelby Harris, everybody else at the bottom. All right, so as you can see, kick return, Kaidon Davis and DeAndre Carter, average 28, 27 yards. Punt return, 15 yards. Kicking, this guy right here, 2 of 2, 100%. 55 was his longest. 7 points. So 7 plus 3 is 10. And they must have had, what, 2 field goals or something like that and an extra point? Because you see they missed one. So this how they won. The Packers played down. You're not going to tell me that they didn't play down. You're not going to tell me that they didn't play down. Yeah, you're not going to tell me that. You can't get to the Super Bowl playing like this with your best receiver with four receptions for 52 yards. Come the hell on. No, it don't happen like that. So they played down, and I still say 125 yards passing and 149 just low. I still say the NFL has a vested interest in these teams that are playing the Browns just not looking their absolute best, right? Just not looking their absolute best. Because then what would happen? People would start calling for Shador. They already was calling for Kevin Stefanski to be fired. This way, they win, right? And now you can't say that they're going to lose to the tough teams because they got a kicker that can kick. They have defense that can ball. They can get some interceptions, some fumbles, some turnovers, whatever. And they got 2 running backs. And Quishon Junkins is the guy. So they're going to go through the rest of the season like this. Again, Brown stubbornly trying not to play Shador. They don't care. They're not trying to play their best ball. They're trying to make it through to the end of the season. And what you saw today is how they're going to get there. One game, Flacco is just snapping the ball, game manager. That's really it. That's it. Hey, good food. How you doing? How you doing? It said the Browns won by accident. Facts, because they didn't play they didn't play their best game at all. It said Joe Flacco couldn't hit the ocean with a pass. Right. And what does it tell you that they willing to keep in a 2% battery lifer, then go to their 3rd round pick? Why would you pick Dylan in the 3rd round and leave Flacco out there? So that means you pick too high. You pick too high for Dylan if you just gonna stick with Flacco. Am I right? You have a 3rd round pick that you plan about what, $9 million to? And you want to keep Flacco out there because you know your 3rd round pick should have been a 7th round pick or undrafted free agent. You know that. And you know the pressure is on. So if you put Dylan out there and he trash, you're going to try to go to, what's his name? Bailey Zapp. And you put him out there and he trash. And you know people going to call for you to push Shador out and the pressure going to be on, just like it was when they said Shador wasn't getting any scout team reps and the pressure was on and they start giving Shador reps after practice. And don't understand, Kirk Cousins over there playing in Atlanta now. Understand there's a method to that madness. And it might not be to move Michael Penix Jr. out the way. It could be to get Kirk Cousins over here to Cleveland. Because if you go based on Kirk Cousins last year, people going to be like, why the hell would you get him? But if he go and ball out just a little bit, oh, let's get Kirk Cousins. He younger than Flacco. By what, 4 years? The hell? So that's what it is. That's what it is. It said, it has been awesome watching track and field. Yep. I love the relays. I like the hurdles too. Like in Texas, I don't know about other states. Track and field is big in Texas. Like we would drive an hour for one school to play another, and people stay to the very end because nobody's leaving before the relay. Noah Lyles. Yep. Noah Lyles actually led. Did he win any individual medals? I know that Wooten did, and so did McLaughlin. And Sha'Carri is a damn star, bro. Like when they gave her the baton, she just took off like a rocket. Any Jamaicans in here? Any Jamaican track and field fans? I heard them say, what's her name? Shelly Ann Frazier. This was her last race. Is she retiring? If you know, let me know. It said number 41 is recovering from an injury. Are we talking about Salter's, Kaidon Salter's brother, Kyler? He did really good. He did really, really, really good. Defense is going to have to be better to deal with BYU. Okay, Donald, I like it. I like it. I asked the question if you're just not joining us. Yes, we won this game. We won big. It was mostly a complete game, but we started late. We left some points on the board. BYU is ranked number 25. We face them next week. What does Colorado need to do to defeat a more intense BYU? Hey, sweetie, how you doing? It says Salter was good. Salter was good. He just found his rhythm. We're going to have to give him some grace on that. A lot of people look at Kaidon, and I think somebody said in the comments that Coach Prime set him down so like a strategy. I was like, no. That's not what was happening here. Understand that's not what was happening here because Juju didn't have nothing to do with that. So the play calling was more conducive to Kaidon's skill set. And again, just go over there and watch Liberty and look at some of the plays they call and call some of them. In other words, stop trying to do your personal stuff, Pat Schumer. I'm happy that we used a UCF type play where everybody could eat, but we did leave some things on the table. And I do think we should blitz more. We did it with Georgia Tech, but we're not doing it in this game. And while it was a more complete game, it wasn't our best. It really wasn't. It said BYU will not be as forgiving as Wyoming. Right. And we're going to have to come out the gate. Okay. The first quarter of the Georgia Tech game, that level of intensity for defense where I had Reginald Hughes and Martavius French and damn near double digit with tackles. That's what we're going to have. And then you put Bayard out there as well. Like those three guys are your leaders. I don't know, you know. Amari did better this time. I don't see Okanola. Maybe he's out injured. Again, I'm still looking for the bigger guys to be a bit more efficient. But maybe they out injured. I don't know. But we're going to need defense against BYU for sure. Salter made Pat look good, honestly. Play calling was average. Yeah, but we can see through it, though. We can see through it. It said Hilo is the edge room coach. Okay, all right. Well, I need Coach Hilo. I know everybody likes him. I need Coach Hilo to get his guys to rush the quarterback more. That's one of the things I liked about Shiloh. I thought he was really good with that. And I said, if the NFL pays Shiloh to rush the quarterback, that they're going to get their money's worth. And we saw it in preseason. We saw it. Warren Sapp. Yep. It says CU still needs a good quarterback. We have a good quarterback. It said Texas Tech undefeated. Oh, wow. I didn't know they were undefeated. Okay. It said BYU coming out like Georgia Tech rushing majority with the running back and QB. Facts. And here's the thing. That's what every school that play Colorado going to do. Every school that plays Colorado know if you run, they're going to slip up. Understand this. You can see the change in the tempo of the game. You can see when Wyoming started out with their quarterback and they switched to number 26, who I heard was a freshman. So if we need some more players, they need to go get him. He's good. He's good. Samuels or something like that. Harris or somebody. It said, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. UCF is good too. Oh, good. I'm glad they're having a good year. I enjoy playing them. We could have played them again. It said the A grade was good, win at home, scoring 37 points. Just consistency needed. Okay, facts. I'll take that. Here's the question. Where is this game? Are we going to BYU's in Utah? Are we going to Utah? Is this an away game? It said we were not aggressive in the play calling. Right. We said that so many times. The play calling is not aggressive at all. And I need the edge rushers to be more aggressive. It can't just be Arden Walker. It should also be Keaton Wade. It should is Bayard the edge rusher? Because he was acting like one in one game. He had 14 tackles. He was really good. So we got to be more aggressive in the play calling. I totally agree with that. Hey Mac, how you doing? It said the missed field goal and the run batted down near the end zone. Yep, those were the two issues. And here's the thing. I do not for the life of me, I went back and I was looking at Well Off Media and they captured that play when Michael was running 3 yellow jerseys, not a black jersey in sight. What is that about? You can't do that because you always have to think, what if they strip the ball from him? It's like everybody was just like, go Micah, go Micah. No, you got to be right there just in case the ball come out. I pray we fix that because they're going to try that again. Again, this has happened to Derrick Henry twice. It said Pat Schumer is still putrid. I agree, but they're going to limp to the end with him, just like Cleveland is going to limp to the end without a quarterback. Cleveland wants everything to be on their defense. Now, I told y'all Cleveland is an experimental franchise, and you know why they're doing this, right? Remember, they want Josh Allen to stay into the pocket. When the quarterback that came out of UT went to the Titans, what did they try to do? Break him down to a pocket passer. I told y'all there's an all-out assault on dual threat quarterbacks. Even though Shedeur Sanders is not a dual threat quarterback. But there is, right? If you notice when these guys try to step back out the pocket in NFL and look for somebody, they get canned due to lack of protection. It's happening over and over and over. The same thing happened to Shedeur versus the Rams. You know why? Because they just want them to hand off the ball. They want them to be a Joe Flacco. And they want the defense to bring it on in because there are 16 of 32 black quarterbacks. 17 to 32 going to strike every week because the draft is coming. And I'm not going to take any dual threats in the first round. I'm taking all pocket passes. And I know they don't have the athleticism, so I have to change the game. I have to dumb down the game. Because if I go with the athleticism, I'm going to keep getting the black guys. Understand that's what's happening. That's why they'd rather go with Flacco. They know Dylan not good. And they know Flacco going to get them through the tougher games, and maybe Dylan can take over the easier games. It's nice to be on a winning team. Pat had helped Colin plays in this game. Who was helping him? Let me know, because I want to know. I love when the camera keep pointing on him. I think they be telling. I'm like, the camera's letting us know who up there. It said, got the win, but still need improvement. CP seems more focused, and the players feed off of that. That's good. That's good. That's good. It said, y'all see how they fixed the Browns game? The seconds clock down to 0. They put 3 seconds back on the clock. Stop this so they can get a field goal. I saw how they did on NFL Red Zone. I'm not surprised. What I told y'all was happening. Come on now. How can you say that the Green Bay Packers are a Super Bowl team and they ain't even cracked? Did they even crack 200 yards? They cracked 149 passing yards with 81 on the ground. That is not Super Bowl winning numbers. It's not. That's the NFL helping the Browns. So they don't have to use Shedeur. Remember, the owners took Shedeur off the board. This is coming from the top. The NFL is willing to turn itself into WWE wrestling, which is just purely rigged, fake entertainment. It's just entertainment. They're willing to dumb themselves down to entertainment and move away from strategic, competitive football. So one, to make sure they don't have 17 of 32 with the majority of the black starting quarterbacks to be black, and 2, so that this year and possibly next, they don't have to play Shedeur, the guy they took off the board. They can't let him get out there and ball out. Because why did you take him off the board? That conversation is going to resurface. You see how they tried it with he didn't get picked by, he didn't want to go to Philly or Baltimore. The question is, why did you only want to send him to teams with black starting quarterbacks? See, they telling on themselves. They willing to keep exposing themselves, dumb the league down to WWE, pure fiction, entertainment, rather than have the majority of the starting quarterbacks to be black and to be wrong and held accountable for taking Shedeur Sanders off the board. They want to stick with the lie that he's not good, as if being on the bench means he's not good. No, it just means you colluded against him. So, yeah, I agree. I said the Packers played down. So did the Ravens. I just want to know what these conversations sound like. Hey, you know we playing the Browns. Can you let them get a leg up? I mean, what do you say? What do you say to your players who think that they playing football because this their first year? What happened to Martin Luther style? Pat Schumer and Martin Luther style. That's it. It said, would like to see more Timmons. Me too. Timmons was good. 14 yards on average. I thought he did good. Again, they reviewed that play and took it back. Understand the play calling is weaponized too, and not just in college football. Also in that Browns-Packers game. Yep, Timmons did well. The catches were good. I totally agree. It says Sincere Brown had 2 touchdowns. Okay. Okay, they only had him with 1. Okay. It said Teion Parks needs to play. I think he got in there. He was in there. It's just he was at the bottom, so that means he didn't play so much. Let me see. I think Teion Parks had 1 tackle. Let me see for sure. Did y'all notice how? Okay, so what was going on with the pass interference on Preston Hodge? Was it actually pass interference all 3 times, or were they weaponizing the pass interference against Colorado? Teion Parks played, and he's number 3. He had 1 tackle. He and Kaidon Salter may have been out there around the same time. I'm not sure. A lot of people really played that were like, I didn't see Otis this time. Did y'all see Oates on the field? Oates. I didn't see Barnes. Yeah, I didn't see a few people. I have to go back and you have to go back and do a comparison. But yeah, Parks was out there. 6 of 10. It said personally the defensive backs get a 9. It said Wyoming burned our DBs bad. That's my opinion. Okay. And Max said he give them a 6 out of 10. Okay. So what can we do? What can be done? Because we like the intensity that Vickers had, but he did get burned. And if he got burned against Wyoming, he gonna get burned with some of these tougher teams. But I like him, but he did get burned. Preston, I don't know what's going on with Preston Hodge. There was one play, I'm trying to figure out how the hell he didn't try to even catch the ball. I don't know. It was when they were in the end zone, and it was a touchdown over to the right side of the end zone. And it was 2 Colorado men. One was on like covering, and I don't know, maybe Preston Hodge turned around too late. I was like, I don't know. And then he had the 3 pass interference. So again, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Y'all let me know what's going on with Preston Hodge. I don't know. That's a lot of pass interference, like, you know, and those are very costly penalties. And who is his second in line behind him? Maybe they need to rotate. Is that where Vickers coming at? Let me know. It said a C based on the comp. So you gave them a C. They did all right. Go end zone when needed would improve the room. Oh, go and play in zone. Okay. Yeah, I think Colorado is too. I don't think we so good when it comes to switching from man to zone. It's like we pick one and stick with it. I don't know. Again, Nebraska always comes back to mind because it took us damn near the second half of the game to figure out to play man or zone or to switch, whatever it was. It say average overall. That team was mid. Yep, that was a mid team. But how do you think they did regardless of the team? Like, I mean, I guess I feel like I am kind of concerned about the secondary because outside of DJ McKinney, do we not have anybody else? Seriously. Like if Preston Hodge can have 3 pass interferences and a very questionable miss in the end zone. Is there not anybody else? First half of secondary was on it. The last end of the third or fourth, they were not. Okay. It said the first half they were at the team's goals, which were good. It said would have been great to score one more time before the half. Okay. I didn't like that we punted away on 4th and 4 or 4th and 3. Whatever that was, no, you cannot do that. And that's actually what began to shift the momentum of the game. It said overall, I would give the team a C grade. It said Wyoming is a mid team, so I weight them differently than if we play ASU. Okay, all right. So what? Okay, but what do you think they did? Like, what do you think the team itself did, regardless of the team we played? Like, did we play our game? I mean, I can see it with the quarterback position. We know the play calling still needs work. I feel like the secondary is a little concerning. DJ McKinney was actually out here tackling somebody else, man, because they needed help, right? So, I mean, between Vickers and Preston Hodge, I don't know. What else can we do? Who else is up next after Vickers and Preston Hodge? Let's be serious. Let's be honest here. Because if they're a problem against Wyoming, they're going to be a problem. When it was 4th and 3, CU killed their momentum, not going for the first down when they decided to punt the ball. Right. See, I don't like that. And those are the kind of things I want Coach Prime to be wearing his headset on. And when he hear them say they trying to give the ball back, why would you do that? And the momentum changed. That's right up there with Michael Welch running all by himself. And of course, 3 yellow jerseys, one guy strips the ball out. I mean, if you were around, maybe you could have recovered it, but you're not over there. I don't understand that. You can't play like that against a school like BYU. It said BYU is a huge game next week. It's out here at home. It's out here at home. You mean Colorado? Are you in Utah? Are you in Colorado? Let me know, Charlie X. It said the defensive line and linebackers need to improve, or BYU gonna have their way. Yep. How many games before a bowl they'd have to win? 6 or 7. You got to win 6 games to go to a bowl. We are at 2, right? 2 and 1. No, are we 2 and 2? Let me look. Hold on one second. I think we were 1 and 2, so we're 2 and 2. Let me look. Yep, we're 2 and 2, so we need 4 more. We need 4 more games to at least get to a bowl. Coach Prime said, why not us, Colorado going 10 and 2? Oh Lord. We have, let me share this because I don't think I knew TCU was on the schedule. Is that basketball? Because TCU is also ranked. We was playing TCU. Is that from last year? That's from last year. TCU is also ranked. Oh my goodness. Let's take a look at this. Let me share my screen. Oh my. We talking about BYU. We need to be talking about the next 4 games. And when is the first bye week? Ooh, okay. Okay. This is going to be different. See, I'm not a big believer in that everybody else is at the top and we should just lay down. Syracuse beat Clemson and they were expected to lose. So, you can't just give up. All right, let me know if y'all can see my screen. I'm getting ready to switch. All right. Take BYU off and look at this schedule. Ooh. Oh, okay. Uh-oh. Yep. Okay. I'm hoping and praying my eyes are tricking me. Okay, so BYU is ranked 25. We play them next Saturday and then October the 4th. So we got 2 games back to back against 2 ranked top 25 teams, TCU and BYU. Lord have mercy. Oh, Lord. Then we go on the 11th to play Iowa State, ranked also, and then Utah. Man. We have a bye week, must be on the 18th, and then we play Utah on the 25th. Oh, Lord. Ooh, it's going to be rough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, man. Well, let's go 1, 2, 3. Well, let's just go 1, 2, 3, and 4. Might as well talk about it. All right. So next week, BYU. Then, oh, God. It's October already. TCU, Iowa State, then a bye week. Coming off a bye week, Utah. Y'all got any predictions for these 4 games? Can we beat any one of these teams? I would hope so. Lord have mercy. I would hate for us to go 0-4, 0-3, 1-3. Is 4-0 out the question? It's 4-0 out the question. Lord have mercy. Woo! It's gonna be rough, guys. It's gonna be rough because we just now finding our footing, right? I think we have a good team. I think we have trash play calling. And I haven't seen any kind of play calling that's gonna help Colorado with these teams who are obviously more strategic because they are already ranked. Man, 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough right there. What y'all thinking? That's gonna be tough. Oh, how many games before bowl game? 6. So we got 4 more we need to win, and the next 4 games are all tough. We have BYU, TCU, Iowa State, and Utah. Utah is the only team on this list that's not ranked. So we need to win 1, 2, 3, 4. And if we lose 1, 2, 3, because Pat Schumer, we have 1, 2, we got West Virginia. At the beginning of the season, people kept saying we was going to lose to Utah. We have West Virginia, maybe Arizona, Kansas State, that's 3, and Utah. So if we don't get it with BYU, TCU, and Iowa State, we can maybe get it with Utah, Arizona, West Virginia, and Kansas State. Otherwise, it ain't happening. That's tough, boy. We got a tough schedule. We got a tough schedule. A lot of schools playing Mickey Mouse schools right now. They got a freshman QB with no experience or advantage for CU. Okay. Baylor. We're not playing Baylor. Thankfully, we're not playing Baylor. Are you rooting for Baylor, Isaiah? Let me know. Colorado plays TCU. Yep. It said they could still make it even if they lose. Win the next game. Lose, win next. Win the next game. BYU? Okay, Matt. It said we have to play TCU, who is ranked. Yeah, I see that. It says 6 games for a bowl. Yep. BYU, excuse me. Okay. Yep. BYU is next. It said, what's up, man? How was Boulder? Okay. So Charlie's in Boulder. Or Colorado somewhere. Whoo, man. Schumer gonna have to be more creative, right? We're not gonna beat these teams out here with this kind of play calling. We already said it was a blessing that Wyoming didn't have a quarterback. Honestly, if they would have had a stud of a quarterback, and you see how they switched to their run game, every team I just mentioned, and y'all know Kansas State is at the bottom. They gonna run the ball on us. We already know that. TCU, same thing. They all gonna do it. So defense gonna have to be ready. It said people keep giving them 4 games this year. I can't agree. With the play calling that we have, which is highly predictable, that's why they're giving us 4 games. It said we are not aggressive. It said that's a huge problem to me. Not like last year's defense. Yeah, we missing the Chidozie and Nakai Hill Green. We missing those types of dogs for real. That's what we need because that's the team pretty much. It said, yes, a true RPO for Salter. Right. We're going to have to go with more creative plays. I mean, we've been playing football like we in high school, right? Very basic Mickey Mouse type plays that are all predictable. You can go from Georgia Tech to U of H and see the same exact plays. Our last gift was Wyoming, and we still left points on the table. And when you think about it, okay, the block kick, I don't know, right? But when Micah got stripped of the ball, the fact that there were no black jerseys around tells you we not forward thinking to what happens. Why would we just let him run down there? Like the 3 yellow jerseys weren't going to try to strip the ball because we're not thinking about it. We're not being aggressive. We're not being forward thinking. And we have to blitz the quarterback. See, we're not throwing them off their game. Actually, 53 Arden Walker did, but that was once or twice at the end of the game. That should have happened at the beginning of the game. You got to set the momentum at the beginning of the game. RPO, flea flicker, anything other than just hand the ball off to 26, 20, 29. The Wyoming game was a confidence builder for QB Salter. Yeah, but it needed to be a confidence builder for the other guys too. It said Browns won for 3 reasons: the kicker, defense, and Junkins. Yep, that's it. It said, I heard, but I was watching my Falcons get blown away. Yeah, that was sad. So the Falcons fired their kicker and did get 0 offensive points. And when they did get the other kicker out there, he missed. Oh, Lord, have mercy. I was like, it's bogus. It's just bogus this year. It's bogus. You can look at Cleveland and see it's bogus. Shador North Dollar General is the Browns' focus. Right. Dollar General is just the wedge. They know he's not good. They know he's not better than Shador. That's why they don't want to put him out here. All they doing is, okay, Flacco can maintain. He just really snapping the ball off and handing it to somebody else. Game manager. That's it. It said, my Chicago Bears dominated Dallas. What? That is a surprise. That is a surprise. What about the Cleveland Browns suggest that they have shame? Nothing. The fans and the ownership, nothing. They go together. They go together. They don't even care about excellence. They're like, look, we just want to win. And I'm like, y'all get all the way down here with 3 minutes left, and suddenly y'all have won the game. Okay, all right, okay. Shador North Dollar General was the focus. Facts. They had some good games today. Ben Johnson is starting to find his game. Oh, in Chicago. Okay. It said Adidon Childs is so much like Shador to me. I hope they do him right. Who are you talking about? Let me know who you're talking about. The flea flicker had me. Yup. It said the refs cheated the Browns. The refs cheated so the Browns can win in 3 seconds. It was ticking down to 2 seconds. And then they stopped it. I don't doubt it. I told you, the Packers cannot be a Super Bowl winning team with those kind of numbers. Come on now. Y'all can see when people play the Browns, they're not playing their best ball. This is an NFL thing because the owners took Shador off the board. I like the 400. Oh, okay. Stefanski need to be fired. Yep. But they going to say, yeah, okay. Cleveland not talking on that contract Atlanta gave Kirk Cousins. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about Kirk Cousins' top heavy contract. Even Trevor Lawrence wasn't good today. And I'm like, and they still trying to talk about Travis. I'm like, y'all better focus on your quarterback. How did they win? I'm like, leave Travis alone. Because when I was watching, he had a really good play. He getting in his rhythm too, right? Oh, okay. Max said he ran. Those are the best. Shelly and Frazier. TSU relays statewide. Yep. And Texas relays. Texas relays too. Yep. Yeah, track and field is big. It said last week Penix played excellent. Yeah, I think Penix is caught up in some politics over there. Because how do you fire your kicker and then the kicker you say you're going to roll with misses? I'm like, come on now. And y'all got 0 points on offense. 0. It's not for Salter, but he making it work. Yep. Is Pat Schumer an NFL handler? I believe so. I believe so. Did they hire anybody at UCLA? Because they was trying to get Cleveland's offensive coordinator over there. I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's an infection. We don't need that. We don't need that. So yes, he is. That's exactly what he is. That's the perfect way to say it. It said, where's Rick George? Have y'all seen Rick George? The player has to have control of the catch with 14. Oh, you talking about who was that? 82 Timmons. Okay. He has to have the catch and control in one football movement. The ball can't be moving or juggling. So, okay. I think we need to give Timmons another opportunity out there. I think we need to give him another opportunity. I thought he did good. It's an away game. Goes to Nessa say she give him a B. I won on Syracuse, plus 600 on the money line. Easy money against Clemson. BYU is a home game. Okay. All right. BYU is coming to Folsom. All right. Hopefully that helps. The kids is over there singing some song. It was on Well Off Media. They were lit. So they playing at home. Okay. Georgia Tech since the late 80s has always run 2 running backs and a tailback and 3 running backs. Hence the name Rumbling Wreck. Good to know. Aren't they number 1 in the ACC? They said they was going to be number 1 in the ACC. I still say somebody helped them win that game against us. Not worried about BYU. Freshman QB. Their weakness. That will hurt them. They in the top 25 with a freshman QB. So why would you disregard a freshman QB? Let me see something right fast. BYU. Let's see. Let me look at their number 25 with a freshman QB. They played, let's see who they played. East Carolina, okay. Stanford, Portland State, Well, this might be their first real game because they haven't played anybody. They beat Portland State 69-0. They beat Stanford 27-3, and they beat East Carolina. How did they get ranked beating these schools? You see, if that was us, it would never happen. If that was CU and we played Portland State, Stanford, and East Carolina, they would say no. They would say no. I would say their toughest match probably was East Carolina. Let's take a look, shall we? Let's just study the competition just a little bit, shall we? Yeah, they didn't play anybody. But how do you get ranked not playing anybody? If the first 3 teams are garbage. Let's see, shall we? All right, let's see here. Okay, so BYU, let me make sure y'all can see my screen. Let's just take a look. BYU held to a field goal in the first quarter. Then they scored 10, which is a field goal and a touchdown in the second quarter. Then after they scored again, and then they scored twice in the fourth. Okay, 2 touchdowns. So they came on gangbusters late. All right, so this is their quarterback. 18-25. Oh, excuse me. Hold on a second. 18-25, and he might be a freshman. He got some good numbers. 18-25, 246 yards, 1 touchdown. He got no interceptions. Versus the guy he played 42 reps, 25-42, 285 yards and 2 interceptions. So he clearly was the better one. Then on rushing, 101 yards for LJ Martin, 1 touchdown. Chase, 97 yards in the air. Well, what does it say right here? Receiving yards for East Carolina, 146 yards. That's pretty good. Let me see something. So that tells you a little bit right there. So they had 418 yards total versus 404. The score was 34-13. 172 rushing, so they're going to run the ball. 7 yards on average. That's pretty good. Passing, 246, so they're going to throw it. So our secondary is going to have to be on it. And it makes sense that we would blitz this guy, right? It makes sense that that's what we would do. He did pretty good. He didn't have any interceptions. The other quarterback had 2 penalties. They had 10. That's good. 4th down. They only 0 of 1. So they only had 1 4th down. They didn't convert. 3rd down, 7 of 14. That's still not good. That's still not good. And they had 20 first downs. So it is, they can get there, but it's what they do when they get there. Interesting. Let me look at their kicking team. They had the ball for 31 minutes. Let me see. I want to see something. Oh, so they played two quarterbacks. They played their freshman, and when it got up to a good number, they looked like they played Parker. Rushing, number 4, LJ Martin. That's their main rusher with 100 yards by himself. So we're gonna have to stop that guy. And receivers Chase and Carson. That's their top 2 targets. And defense. Let's see. All right. Oh, defense is 6 tackles. That's good for Raider. That's pretty good. These are good numbers. This is kind of where we were. We might be more evenly matched than people realize. Evan had 2 interceptions, so you're gonna have to see who covered Evan Johnson. Remember his name. He had 2 interceptions on an easier team. Cody Hagan, kick returns. They didn't score, but averaged 20 yards, 35 yards. That's pretty good. Tiger, punt return, and kicking. 2 for 2. Oh, they got a good field goal kicker with 40 yards. All right. So, okay. So we might be just a little bit more evenly matched. But again, how are they ranked with the teams that they have played? So really, you can't put much into the rankings, right? If that's who they played, Portland State, East Carolina, and Stanford, and they ran across all 3 of them, I think we're going to have to go further into the season to see the real strength of the rankings. We might be just a tad bit more evenly matched. Our quarterback might outplay that quarterback. But the defense going to have to do something, and the secondary going to have to be on it because they like to throw. So, we should be trying to force some, try to get some interceptions. It's like we got to stop playing their game. We got to play our game. So it said we're going to beat BYU. Yeah, I think so too. After looking at the matchup, I was looking at they ranked, but they didn't play nobody. They didn't play anybody. So there you go. It said the Browns going to keep losing. They're going to keep being stubborn. That's for sure. That's for sure. Quinshawn Junkins better not get hurt. I know that. They in trouble. It said the CU fans at the stadium got to be louder. They get quiet when things go left. Okay, that's something interesting. Oh, somebody said they were toasted. They was lit up off the trees. That's what they said. It says Salter has used his legs to beat BYU. Okay, all right. Shador will get his chance and will probably be traded after the season. Right. He just trade capital for them. He just trade capital. It said all the good college teams have black QBs. Nothing the NFL can do to stop it. The number 1 pick of 2026 is South Carolina. Okay. Lenora Sellers, right? That's the guy I'm watching coming out of school. I think once we get to the halfway mark, I'll start tracking them because things change. Again, people not playing nobody through the first 3 games. James said because they know people going to keep watching fakeness just like WWE has Netflix, Peacock, and now ESPN. And did y'all know the Big 12 has a partnership with WWE in certain markets? They advertise during Colorado games. So they trying to tie the connection to college football, the Big 12 and WWE. So they trying to spur on that fan base when it comes to college football. It said, Hodge do be holding. Coach Mathis need to bring the mitts back out. Okay. Because that was 3 pass interference, wasn't it? It said the refs were calling bad interference against us, against both teams. It said they caught him tugging. Okay. He gonna have to tighten up because that's a lot of yards. It said Tion Parks is another Colton Hood. Then put him out there. Then please put him out there. Because I was looking at Vickers and I was like, I like you. I was like, but something ain't right here. I was thinking about Colton Hood. It said when they played zone, they got ran on. The running back was no joke. Okay, so is that why we get ran on when they play zone? You would think when we play man to man, we would get ran on, but okay. I would think zone would help you with that. But okay, thank you for that, Matt. It said, I think the secondary is missing someone vocal. Silman Craig and Shiloh were both very vocal. Right. You know what? I think I'm starting to see people like step up a little bit. But I still think we need to go back to the L in the dog patches. We need the leader in the dog patches. I don't know why you wouldn't do that this year. Jaheim Otis was out there. He got thrown out of the game for targeting. What? It said Hodge and Vickers is not that good compared to Parks. Okay, so I'm gonna be watching for Tion Parks, and I like Hodge as a person. He cool and all, but this last game and kind of one before it, I don't know, but we're gonna give it another one. I guess we're gonna see what he do with BYU. He came in highly touted, right, being one of the best secondary guys out there. It's that right. Why not try Cam McHale? He is more athletic than most guys on the team, and most schools wanted him. Wait a minute. Where is he this season? I don't think I really seen him. And he is good. He's fast. Just like y'all see how fast Sincere is. That's what helps him, his speed. I mean, he got hands too, right? It say not playing aggressive, right? It say Cam would be a good cornerback. Why do we not have him at cornerback? Let me see. Let me go back to Colorado and see if I see McHale on here, because I thought he was a receiver. Yeah, that BYU game is also at 10:15 p.m. We will be live. I'm probably gonna schedule it maybe on Thursday so y'all can get the notification early. Let's see. Colorado and Wyoming. Player stats. Colorado. Do I see Cam McHale on here? I don't see Cam McHale on here as a receiver or not rushing. I mean, I'm just looking. And definitely not defense. Last week they had Farrakhan on defense. Now they got I don't see Cam McHale. That's crazy because he's too talented. See, that's what I mean by I concern myself with, do we not know the talent we have? Or is it that it's like they shooting in the dark, right? Like y'all say, Tion Parks is good, but he not out there. But then Vickers is out there getting burned, but he's still in the game. Nobody takes him out. That's exactly what happened to the Falcons. Mooney, again, I have no idea. If you watch that Falcons game, I think that was the Falcons. Mooney, the receiver, or whatever hell position he played, just like Vickers, he should have been taken out the game, and somebody else should have been rotated in. So while I applaud Colorado for rotating, it's like we shooting at the wind with the rotation. It's like we don't know that Tion is the guy or that Cam McHale is the guy. And when Vickers get burned and Preston Hodge keep getting pass interference, take him out. Why would you let Preston Hodge get 3 pass interference? Take him out. Put somebody else in. I don't understand that. That's what I mean by we have loads of talent. And it's like they don't know when to use it. The defense have to improve. They still give up too many big plays. They aren't playing as a cohesive unit. Right. And when we played against Delaware, not that, one thing I can say is they had Jeremiah Brown in. It's like the freshness. It's like they keep starting with different people and they let it get stale. There's no way Preston Hodge should have been allowed to have 3 pass interferences. And maybe had you taken him out and put somebody else in, he could have helped tag team the coverage in the end zone to the right. Again, I see a lot of rotation, but not at the right time. That's what I'm saying. You can't just rotate for the hell of rotating. Preston Hodge, 2 pass interferences in there. 1, if you get 1, come over to the side. Let me talk to you. Tion Parks, you go ahead on out there. That's what I mean by they gotta know how to use the talent and when to use it. And yes, we're not playing aggressive. You're not playing aggressive when you allow 1 secondary guy to get 3 pass interference. You're not. You just leaving him out there when you could take him off and put somebody else in. Rotations is a part of it. So yes, the defense has to improve. It say you see since the Bears went for it on 4th down and got the touchdown, they didn't punt the ball back to Dallas so they can get the momentum back. You know what? I said it. I said, why would you give them the ball back? I mean, honestly, that makes no sense. That's exactly what happened to the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. 4-3, they didn't go for it. And then look what happened. Whose idea is that? And why would you let it happen? It said the next 3 opponents are ranked. Yes. It said no laying down. I agree. It said Vickers isn't good. See, I thought he was good, but maybe he got burned though. He did get burned. So, you know, I think you might be right. It said they can beat Iowa and Utah. Iowa State. Iowa State. That's not Iowa. That's Iowa State. That's different. And people kept saying we was gonna lose to Utah all season. So I don't know. 4 more games for a bowl. All right, 4 more. It said they playing those corners because their seniors Hodge is going to be a pro like DJ McKinney. Okay, look here. Okay. I get it, but we can't just leave him out there to get 3 15-yard penalties and then you're not gonna get to the league playing like that. I'm sorry, but you're not. So we might as well just put somebody else in. I said rotate. I didn't say bench. I just say rotate. Rotate. So thank you for telling me, Isaiah. That's why they got them in. But DJ McKinney earns his spot, right? Hey, how you doing, Freeman? It said Tion Parks is better. He need to be out there. Boy, when that portal open in January, it's gonna be some people gone. Because Cam McHale not to be playing on offense or defense is insane. But then we have Isaiah Hodge on offense, defense, and he's wide receiver, running back, and somewhere in the corner, a safety or something. Iowa State will be the hardest. Yeah, I think so too. It said they can beat Utah and Iowa. Iowa State, not Iowa. It's the difference, Matt. It said rough. It said I don't think the foundation's solid enough to win these next 3. Salter could change it. Yep, he can. He gonna have to use his legs. It said we are trying to go to the Big 12 championship. I agree. We're not just trying to get to a bowl. I agree, but we're not even close there. So we should have been closer. We should have at least been 3-1 or something. Again, it said Cam McHale needs to play both sides. Okay, all right. I agree. It says CU not winning the next 3 unless blessed beyond. I don't know. I think we could beat BYU. And here's the thing. Yes, they're ranked, but now that we saw BYU, who they played, and they ranked, and they ain't played nobody. Y'all know if CU had played Portland State, Stanford, and East Carolina, we would not be ranked if we had the same numbers. It said defense let Wyoming score 20 on us. A good team will put up 50. See, I said we should have had 52 points in this game versus Wyoming. Buffs need to play the best talented ASAP on both sides of the ball. Agree? How many wins needed to get a bowl game? 4. We trying to get up to Big 12 though, but we need 4 more. But it's like, we got to try to, how many do we need to get to the Big 12? That's the question. How many wins we need to get to the Big 12? Does anybody know? Is it 10? Is it 10? Is it 10? Because we done played 4 now, so it must be 8. It said we could have had Georgia Tech too. Thank you. Go back and look at the Georgia Tech game. The same thing happened in the U of H game. And with Pat Schumer calling the plays, we're going to see the same thing pop up to probably a team that's going to disqualify us from something. The Georgia Tech game and the U of H game had the same tenets. Go watch it. It said also teams keep running that quarterback blast that Georgia Tech beat us on. And that's what they're going to do. That's what they're supposed to do. I mean, we were exposed versus Georgia Tech. And then when we got to U of H, what did I say they ran? I said they ran the Georgia Tech 10 to the Delaware 12, and they're going to run the U of H 30 on us in the next game. You could see in the Wyoming game, you could see when they were trying with their quarterback and they switched off to the run game. I was like, oh, here they go. And it worked. It worked. Everybody know to run the ball on us. Not just seniors. Juju need to play. We need a 2 monster during the season. I don't know. What y'all think about Juju coming out and playing right now? I think we just need to stick with Kaidon because the play calling already trash. So all of these changing of sets, I don't know about that. We talked about that with the U of H game, the Delaware game. They said they feel like that was some of the problem with the Delaware game. The players got to get used to the different quarterback styles because Juju is the pocket passer. Kaidon is a dual threat. That Wyoming defense swarmed. It said the Buffs should do that consistently. When they do, things will change. One thing I can say about the Buffs that I noticed in this game, Wyoming, I kept saying the Buffs have a good red zone defense. We need to see it right now. See, it's like they have the mentality, oh, we're only this intense at the red zone defense. No. And to some respects, they did pull out the red zone defense in in different places. It wasn't, it was late. It was late in the game, but they did. So their mentality is they post up, they go postal on the red zone defense. But see, you got to play like that all the time. It said dual threat passing QB football is not favorable to non-black quarterbacks. What you talking about, Brian? I mean, I know what you're saying, but are you talking about somebody in particular? Trevor Lawrence has been trash. Is he a dual threat? Let me know. Is that who you were talking about? Head coach instills confidence in the team. I totally agree. I totally agree. And that's why I said go watch Well Off Media and look at, if you haven't already, look at the halftime speech and look at the post-game speech. Coach Prime even seemed more confident in himself and in his ability to lead. Aiden Childs, a black pocket passer at Michigan State. He reminds me of Shador. Oh, okay. Michigan State. Okay. I didn't know that. Then they play USC the other night. Who won that game? Trevor Lawrence is high garbage. Right. But they keep talking about Travis. I'm like, how y'all trashing Travis? And you've been having Trevor Lawrence over here the whole time. They talking about he be throwing hospital balls. That's what they was saying. He was at Boulder Stadium last game on the field. Rick. Oh, you did see him. So there we go. Max saw Rick George. Y'all were looking for him. He was on the field. He sure been quiet lately, though. What about Georgia Tech? They are undefeated. What about them? I mean, they wouldn't have been undefeated had we had some decent play calling. Anyway, what about Georgia Tech? What's the question, Mac? It said Dabo doesn't like NIL. Yeah, I know. And he paying a price for it right now. BYU coming to play while running a Georgia Tech type of game. They're going to run the Georgia Tech 10 on us, which means they're going to run their running back and they're going to run their quarterback. BYU is a praying university. We pray too. We're going to pray before the game too. We praying too. At least what she said sports podcast will be praying for the game. It said BYU played trashy schools. I totally agree. I did. Now that we looked, I don't even know how they get ranked like that. Probably the stats. They played weaker schools. Yep, they did. Look who Arch Manning Texas played. Straight trash. Straight trash. Arch Manning has no talent whatsoever. It say anybody plays CU gives it their 1,000% right, because we are everybody's Super Bowl. All right, we're gonna get out of here. 1 minute, 1 hour and 39 minutes. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. It might pop up in the daytime, but then again, we'll be back at 10:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll be back. I saw what Amber said. It said there's been an issue even at JSU, wrong personnel on the field. Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I feel like that's a big part of it, right? I feel like okay. Coach Flea said, outside of the whole glitz and glam, he said there's a level of accountability here. I do feel like that might be a problem at CU. And the reason why I say accountability might be an issue is because Pat Schumer's play calling is trash. And you could see that Kaidon was somewhat caught up in the middle between Coach Prime and Pat Schumer, because Coach Prime telling him to play his game, but allowing Pat Schumer to call trash plays. That statement by Coach Flea, I think kind of gives it merit, right? Like, I don't understand why in this game we didn't blitz the quarterback. I don't understand why when it was 4-4, we didn't go for it. I don't understand why nobody was running down there with Micah. I don't understand how it is Preston Hodge can stay in a game with 3 15-yard penalties, and it's not a surprise that he did tag team on the coverage for a touchdown in the end zone to the right. Those types of things. Those types of things. And then Kaidon gets to use his legs at the very beginning and at the very end, but not in the middle. And then the plays are still basic, still predictable. That's what I'm looking for accountability, and it's not there. It's not there. It's not there. I think Coach Prime might have the thought process that each guy is his own boss, and it's up to them to do it right. I don't know. I don't know. But if I can call those things out, so can they. And we did. As a podcast community, we called out the right side of the O-line. And it changed and it worked. And then we called out the play calling was trash and it did change. And we said Kaidon should have been the quarterback and it did change. The problem is we don't have a whole season to waste to make obvious changes. And that is a part of accountability. And I could see what Coach Fleet means. So I don't know what kind of leadership style Coach Prime has with these other coaches, but the things that we're saying, he should be saying, and he should be holding their feet to the fire about it. All right, so we're going to get out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports, everybody. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate the good conversation. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm still reading y'all comments. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Be sure to join our daily live stream and listen up to What She Said Sports on the go on Spotify. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Stay for another video.